I am DYANAROZAY, and I bring a unique commentary to your favorite reality TV shows and whatever is popping on social media. If you are not a subscriber, please become one. Hit that notification bell too, that way you don't miss any of my videos. I go by DYANAROZAY on all platforms, and I appreciate every single one of y'all for rocking with me. What's up, Supreme Team? Welcome back to the channel, child. Y'all ask and y'all shall receive. Listen, Eddie Osefo is also out here speaking for the first time following the fraud arrest, child. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Y'all may have just seen a video I did with regarding Wendy. I had just talked to y'all too. I literally closed the app and then Eddie Ofeso's post came right up, but if y'all missed it, please check out. Wendy Osefo speaks for the first time since fraud arrest, and now we are discussing Eddie Osefo, who has also shared a statement following for the first time his arrest. Okay, get in here, every single body, get in here. Okay, get in here. Can y'all hear me? I need to make sure that y'all can hear me too, because sometimes, child, I'll be rattling off and nobody hears me. But yeah, it looks like Wendy and Eddie are still very much partners. They're still very much together. They're still very much the Bonnie and Clyde over there of RHOP. And he made a post that Wendy made a post with just herself. I told y'all a little bit ago that Wendy had made a post and she was the only one in it. And she showed herself in this black and white dress, child. Let me put this up here. Good afternoon, Fashawn. Nice to see you, honey. She put herself up here with this black and white dress and she said, listen, F what you heard, okay? I am still here. I am still, me and my family definitely are going through it. She didn't say that they weren't going through it. She actually said that God is with her and she appreciated the outpouring of love and support she was getting from family and friends and people who were checking on her. But a lot of people in my last chat was saying, well, where the hell is Wendy? Or where the hell is Eddie? And why would Wendy be so pretentious that she would put a photo of only herself up? Only herself and not of her children, not of Eddie. And apparently they heard y'all. Okay. Apparently they heard y'all because about 30 minutes ago was when I caught it before I had to go get my new thumbnail. About 30 minutes ago, Eddie had put up on his IG page a picture of him and Wendy together. And not just him and Wendy, it was also their children. So he said, listen, me and my wife are both here. We are together. We are both trying to figure this shit out. And of course, they got their kids to worry about. So let me show y'all what Eddie Osefo had to say. And I appreciate every single one of y'all coming back and tuning in. Thank you, family. I appreciate my YouTube community. I swear I do. Okay. But yeah, so let me show y'all what Eddie did. Take this down. And post Eddie. Eddie posted himself with all three of their children. So this is already a part of the public platform. And Eddie said this. It was very short and sweet. He said, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all of your ways, acknowledge him and he will make your path straight. Proverbs 3:5-6. Okay. And this was also supported by a few doctors. We got Jamie Tyler, Arena Tyler also supported him. Y'all know that they are over there on Love and Marriage DC. So that is them. Dr. S also sent hearts. I'm just checking to see who supported it. Right now, it's still a very new post, so I'm sure not a lot of people have seen it yet. I was lucky to see it, okay? So yeah, not even a lot of comments on it. I did put a heart on there. I'm not gonna lie. But right now, just a few fans may have caught it, and Jamie and Irena Tyler appear to be the notables who have actually made a post saying, or actually commented underneath the post with a heart. Okay. Fashawn said that she is still masking the truth and just needs to remain quiet. So this time, this is Eddie Osefo. Eddie, the husband to Wendy, we've seen him on the show. He has a business called Happy Eddie, where he sells, CBD products and things. And um, what was said about him by the police department when all of this came out is that it looks like he was the one who may have initiated some things. They said that he wrote all of the claims to the insurance company. He wrote them out and submitted them. And then there was also emails that were sent back and forth between him and Wendy, where he said, hey, do you have anything else that I could list that would help us meet the $430,000 threshold amount? So there was 3 insurance companies that they had filed claims against, looking to get that, from what it sounds like, this is all alleged, looking to see what they could get as payment. They had filed a burglary, correct? They said that their home was burglarized, and that it happened when they were on vacation in Jamaica. They're saying that someone climbed through a bathroom window that was on their 2nd floor, and it did not trip the alarms. So they went in and out of the bathroom window, not through the door, which was still locked. And apparently none of the cameras were tripped. None of the alarms were tripped. That is what they were saying. There was 3 insurance companies that Eddie Osefo had submitted losses to, including diamond rings, very high ticket items, and he was looking for a full $430,000 payday. They also said, according to police, it is being alleged that there were items that were taken back to the store, high ticket items, luxury items that were taken back to the store. They said that they can prove they were taken back to the store before they even filed the claim, and that those items were also listed. They said that after they were arrested, the night they were arrested, I guess FBI may have come through the home with a warrant, and they were able to see items that were still present in the home that they said were taken, such as a wedding ring that Wendy also, they allege, was wearing in one of her IG photos. And they said that that was also just further proof that tipped off the po-pos and the faux-fos. Okay, so that's why they are under so much scrutiny, and there are a lot of people that are angry with them because they said, listen, Wendy and Eddie, out of all the people on reality TV, those are the 2 people that should have known better, and that they had a lot to lose. And unfortunately for them, they're alleging they made some very bad choices. I just want to be careful with my words, child. But anyway, y'all hit the like button, share the video. Eddie Osefo has spoken and posted an entire picture of himself and his family, which is interesting because literally just 30 minutes ago, when I was talking to y'all about Wendy making a statement to the press, there was a lot of comments in my chat that was saying, where is Eddie? Where are those kids? Is Wendy letting Eddie take the fall by herself? Is she going to pull out of this and say this was all his idea? And so that was being shared a lot. And then when I hung up that live, damn it, if there wasn't a picture of Eddie Osefo with not just Wendy, but their children as well. And they look to be, they're young. They're probably in middle school. Or just entering junior high, possibly. Beautiful kiddos, but there was a lot of sentiments saying that they wish the kiddos the best. And this is what is happening right now. So just so y'all know, Eddie has posted on his IG just a few minutes earlier a verse from Proverbs where he said, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make your path straight. So he also just used, he just said, listen, I can't keep my head in these social media streets, even though that's what they just did, child. Wendy, I showed y'all this a little bit ago. Wendy had posted this, which now has 19,000 19,941 likes on it. Okay. A lot of people are responding to this. Did she block out the comments? Everybody put hearts up. She's received support from Stacey Roosh, her castmate, from Jacqueline Blake, from Carlos King, from Angela Oakley, from Cynthia Bailey. Cynthia Bailey is also sending out hearts and posts. The real Irena Taylor, Jamie Tyler. Jamie and Irena Tyler are both sending out support for her. Just so y'all know, she is receiving support from others in the reality TV world, even though a lot of her castmates and some people from the sister shows, they creamed Wendy. One person, Tamara Judge, actually came out and said that people in Wendy's neighborhood reached out to her and said, we knew this shit was a fraud the second it hit the news. Who else? Ashley Darby, Wendy's castmate, also said, we knew it was a fraud. Y'all didn't know it was a fraud, but we definitely knew it was a fraud. Wendy and Eddie were arrested last week for insurance fraud. So this is what is going on with these folks, okay? Hey, everybody, welcome to the chat. We are talking about Eddie Osefo, who I guess they are paying attention to what is being said in the comments and on social media. And people were dragging Wendy yet again, this time for saying, girl, you do too much. You are sitting up here with this black and white dress on, this hat on, again with the designer clothing. You got yourself showing yourself solo, like it wasn't just you and your husband who had gotten arrested. They said, we need to see you guys as a family. We should be seeing both you and Eddie in a photo. You and Eddie should be showing yourself as a united front with your family. And people didn't like that much. So they literally dogged that photo out, up, down, all around. And now Eddie said, listen, okay, someone over there in the Eddie Osefo camp, maybe it was Wendy, maybe they have a PR team, maybe it was their lawyer who said, put out a family photo, but somebody did. And this is what they gave us. Their 3 children, 2 boys, 1 girl. Wendy, dressed in her baby blue, looks like the North Carolina blue, and Eddie together. I don't know where they are though. Maybe the Empire State Building. And they're standing in front of a photo. Would it be an old photo? Because we know that the Empire State Building isn't standing anymore. I don't know where that is. I don't know if it's a Sears building. Maybe it's a building in Chicago. Y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. Back-to-back lives, child. Yes, ma'am. I'm back, girl. Okay, getting it in. Getting it in. This is my 3rd live today. So y'all please support the channel. Watch the other lives, which were excellent, by the way. But Eddie Osefo, husband to Wendy, also arrested for insurance fraud. And if you listen to the police press conference, the police, when they said, hey, is this all Wendy? Because a lot of people said the clothes, the jewelry, all of those things belong to Wendy. And it was very much assumed that it may have been all Wendy's idea. The cop said, hold on. No. It was actually these claims were written by the husband, Eddie Osefo, who had very well, knowledge that he was defrauding the insurance company. He said he wrote to 3 insurance companies, seeing if he could get a full payout in the amount of $430,000. And they returned over $20,000 worth of items. So between the stores and the insurance companies, they were looking to, collect a $450,000 payday. And that is what is being brought before, or that was what was brought before a jury for indictment. That was what was brought between a closed jury for an indictment. So when Eddie Osefo right now is supporting his wife, child, he said, listen, we're in this together. There was pictures of them together with Bonnie and Clyde. I think it was Jay-Z and Beyonce's Bonnie and Clyde song. They posted those lyrics to their page after the robbery. And people are saying, listen, you guys are a little bit, just a little bit too cocky for me, okay? You're way too cocky for me. I don't appreciate it. I don't like it. Show some humility, humble yourselves. And so I don't know. Do y'all think that they are answering the public by trying to humble themselves? Or do you think that this is still going too far, that you would rather not hear from Eddie or Wendy today? Okay. Wendy is Bernie Madoff's concubine. Damn. Oh my goodness. This is coming from the chat. Karen is saying that Wendy is Bernie Madoff's concubine. Bernie Madoff made off with a lot more, don't you think? I think the total payout from insurance companies may have been just a little bit under 30,000. They didn't get paid the full 430,000, by the way. Even though they submitted claims for that amount, they weren't paid that amount. Travelers Insurance was reviewing it. Something was triggered. And then basically they let them know that they were under investigation. So all of this they didn't get the amount that they were looking for. They made a request for 430,000, did not receive it, received 20,000, maybe close to 20,000 in what they returned back to the stores in regards to luxury items, shoes, purses, jewelry, things like that. And then even though he had a list and that list came with receipts and other things, he did not receive a full $430,000 payout. So we'll have to see what happens next. But this is it so far, y'all. Okay. Eddie is quoting Proverbs, and he said that he is not leaning on himself or anybody else for understanding. He is trusting in the Lord. Proverbs 3:5-6. Okay. And this is supported by Jamie Tyler and Irena Tyler, who I do believe has met Happy Eddie. I think that they've met them for something. And then Wendy is actually asking people to tune in tonight to Bravo, watch RHOP. But she said that God remains faithful for her through it all. Thank you for the outpouring of support, prayers for herself, and most importantly for her family, and how they are forever grateful. And these are the stories that you guys are seeing so far, child. And if something else happens, I guess I'll bring myself right back up here to talk to y'all and give it to you, okay? Let's see. After seeing TD let George Santos out. Oh, yes, absolutely. After he started his sentencing for fraud and identity theft, you're not going to be hard on Wendy. You know how it goes. Y'all know how it goes. Hopefully they can make a deal. We shall see. We shall see. But this is what's happening so far, y'all. Take a look. People were curious, where is Happy Eddie? When Wendy posted a picture of herself, she just showed up in a black and white outfit. She wanted people to know. I took it to mean, because colors mean things, y'all. Colors do mean things. I took black and white to mean that, the truth is black and white. There's no room for gray. And she also showed herself in a hat. And that means that she's holding her crown. She's holding her head up. Okay. This is what's going on. And people did not like that look at all. They said that child needs to humble herself. Humble yourself, child. Show a little humility, for Pete's sake. Where's your husband? Where's your kids? A lot of people assumed that she was going to put all of this on Eddie. Eddie actually has more charges than Wendy. Wendy has 16. 8 of them are fraud. Eddie has 19 charges, and 9 of them are fraud. So he has more charges than his wife, and he seems to have a little more of the severe charges because he's the one who actually wrote the claims. He wrote out or submitted the claims. So he's the one. And a lot of people were curious about that. But as of today, about 30 minutes or so after Wendy's post, they got the feedback, and Eddie Osefo did make a post of his own that he put on his own IG account. And this time it had his wife, Wendy, and his children. Okay. Karen said, don't put God or Proverbs in this Eddie. Okay. You don't think that God is still with them even now? They still have to find him. You know what I'm saying? Listen, Sheila said, true. If the damn prayers let a, y'all know what, offender, starts with an S, out, along with an embezzler out, if he let the Chrisleys out, and let me say this, child, thank you for pointing that out. Santos was commuted, which means he gets to leave the jail, but his sentence stays on the books. The Chrisleys were pardoned, which means even though they went to prison, those crimes never happened. They have been erased off the book. They have no criminal record. But Sheila said if he let all of them out, the assaults against the young women and things, the embezzlers, she said she's not going to give Wendy and Eddie too much. That is what she's saying. Thank you for pointing that out. Someone in my last live said, listen, you're making this a black and white issue. I didn't think I was, but she said they got to stand up in it, black or not. I'm saying, hey, the law actually differs from state to state depending on which judge you get. It's not a blanket, everybody gets the same thing. So because of that, people are going to talk about it. That's just the facts, and we have to remember that. Judges give different sentences for the same exact crime, and it has been acceptable since laws were put on books, since judges were given the opportunity to wear a robe and decide what you get. So keep that in mind. If I was to demand anything, I would ask that the law be applied the exact same across the book every single time. Okay, every single time, because people fall. Okay, people fall. They got to get back up. It is what it is. But the law is not the same for everybody. That's just what it is, no matter what. Okay, 165 of you are here, and I appreciate y'all. Come on in case y'all missed it. Eddie Osefo also spoke for the first time after the fraud arrest that had to do with him and Wendy last week. This has been the talk of the town. They made the Today Show. They were a part of a news conference that was set up by the police department. Their neighbors allegedly have also come out and reached out to people on their sister shows. Real Housewives of Orange County. Y'all know that Wendy and Eddie are on Real Housewives of Potomac, but Tamra Judge got on her podcast and said, baby, Wendy's neighbors are talking, and they said they knew from the start that this was a fraud. They had received letters and flyers in their doors telling them that there was a robbery, and they said that they did not believe the Osefos and really didn't want the negative attention to come to their neighborhood. They said that they knew from the beginning, and they were hoping that this didn't happen because they have a very quiet neighborhood that's not a part of the city. From what people have shared, it's about 2 hours away in either direction, and then they're kind of closer out to the Amish country is what I read. I wish TMZ would put a camera in Wendy's mom's face. You know she'll be flapping them gums. That's must-see TV. All right, child. Married in the Island said, I was shocked and disappointed, but remembering the hypocrisy that we see on a daily basis, I'm not going to pile on Wendy. I felt bad for her and the kids, and I do want to see them rebuild and redeem themselves. Okay. All right. I'm going to put your post up here, child. Listen, this is one of the things when people say they want to come to the United States. This is one of the reasons why, because the legal system is supposed to offer an opportunity for redemption, and not everybody gets that. So there's a lot of people who are saying, listen, I'm okay. Let this be any other country but the US. Okay. It just depends on who is making the comment. But yes, right now, just so y'all know, about 30 minutes after Wendy had made an official statement, and I'll read her post one more time before I get up off of here. Wendy had made an official statement where she showed herself dressed in black and white. We all know that black and white means one or the other. It got to be true or false, but it cannot be any in between. She is showing herself saying, listen, you're going to get the truth from me, black and white. I'm going to be transparent is how I read into that photo, the one that she chose. And she is showing herself also holding her crown, as in, I have No reason to hold my head down in shame. I'm keeping my head up. I am not embarrassed. She made a post that said, and through it all, God remains faithful. Thank you for the outpouring of love and support and prayers for myself and, most importantly, my family during this time. We are forever grateful for that. And it was liked by a lot of people, including her castmate, Stacey Roosh, who is also over there on Real Housewives of Potomac, Jacqueline Blake, who was an old cast member. Y'all know Jacqueline left when she had her baby, but she was a friend of Mia Thornton. Carlos King also got in the mix. Angela Oakley from Real Housewives of Atlanta got in the mix. Cynthia Bailey as well. Irena Tyler also put hearts under this one, along with Jazzy. I didn't even see that the first time around. Jazzy, y'all know her. She was on the show. She had one season. Beautiful lady. She ended up marrying a football player, and she sat this current season out. Jamie Tyler is also showing support. He put a heart up there. Marlo Hampton has entered the building. She put a heart up there as well. I don't know who Dr. S is. I feel like she is a part of Married to Medicine for some reason, but maybe not. I can't really tell. Let me see. Dr. Shay. Okay. So Stacey Tyler, Marlo Hampton, Cynthia Bailey also gave hearts and support. So people who love them and know them a little differently than we may know them on television, possibly, it's possible. They might know them a little differently. Despite Wendy's castmate, Ashley Darby, coming out and saying, we already knew this about Wendy and Eddie. We knew that they were thieves. We knew that they were living above their means. Jessie Wu has also come out and showed support for Wendy and the children. That is what is happening over there, okay? Speaking of Tamra Judge, would you rather be in a lavender marriage, which is a fraud, or 2 years in jail for monetary fraud? Okay, listen, somebody just told Tamra Judge to mind her own damn business, okay? Please move along. I was shocked and disappointed, but remembering the hypocrisy that we see, I think I already read that. Thank you for putting that up there, though. I appreciate your comments. Wendy thought she was Dorit and that she would get away with it. Sorry, but you don't have the complexion for protection. And I'm going to say this, Dorit might not either. You never know. Those kind of cases, they can stay open for the lifetime. They don't close. It could be that he got away with it for a short time, but not a long time. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to put yourself out there. Thank you, Sheila. I appreciate you, honey bunny. Married in the Island said, apparently with insurance fraud, it'll be hard to get coverage for anything else like health and auto. They put you on a global registry, and that this was really, really bad. I just wish she went Robin first season. Okay. So yeah, this is what has come out so far. And Wendy is getting a lot of support, even from her, even from the sister shows and even from shows on other networks. So she's getting a lot of support. She's getting a lot of support, and that's what she came on to do. She came on to thank everybody for supporting her and her family, because she brought them into this. And then about 30 minutes after Wendy had made her post, her husband, Eddie, also made a post. And this time he showed the entire family, and he said, listen, we're in it together. And then he just made a simple quote from the Bible. This is from Proverbs. He said, trust in the Lord with all of your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge him, and he will make your path straight. So this is what Eddie Osefo is saying, okay? Yes, they will investigate you for years. It might feel like you got away with something, but maybe not. We're doing a lot of talking about it, so it keeps eyes on them. And I told you, in their last reunion, Andy Cohen asked that very question. You're still being talked about that the robbery was possibly insurance fraud. How do you feel? And Dorit looked like she wanted to pass away in her seat. She was like, oh, God, could this go away? Who else was talked about? Erica Jane and Tom Girardi. Somebody asked Erica, child, are you going to pay restitution? Are you going to get that ring that Tom Girardi bought for you? Are you going to give that to the victims, the people that he stole from? And Erica Jane was very point blank about it. She said, hell no, this is my ring, okay? Tom will do his time for his crime, but the things I have belong to me, whether he gave them to me as a gift or not. So that is what is going on, but you never know. You never know what might come back for you. You just don't. If the insurance company is asking for restitution and they pull certain things, what's stopping them from pulling that ring? You know what I mean? What's stopping them from saying to Dorit and PK, we have some additional evidence here that says that this wasn't what it was. And they had $1 million payout. Dorit and PK had a $1 million payout, I believe. So absolutely. Karen said, I don't understand the support from Wendy from the other housewives. None of those ladies are real friends. Why sympathize with criminals? Well, remember, they're innocent until proven guilty. They're innocent until proven guilty, but we don't know. We don't know. People are multifaceted. We forget that. We think we see them one way, but they could have helped in many different ways. They could have inspired them in many other different ways. Maybe they're also doing fraud, so they're sympathizing. They just haven't been caught. Okay. All right. I tried to read y'all comments. This is what is going on so far. Wendy and Eddie have both put out statements today, a little over a week following their arrest. Correct? They were arrested last week, Thursday or Wednesday night. They stayed the night in jail. So just a few days after, a little while after. So we'll see what happens next, y'all. But this is it. This is a story. I love you guys. I appreciate y'all coming over and supporting regarding the story for Eddie Osefo, who I ended up catching at the last doggone minute. But y'all already know what to do, okay? Hit that like button for me, please, and thank you. Share this video. Follow me on all my platforms at DYANAROZAY. I do have the links in the description box. You can follow me on Facebook and on my IG. I appreciate every single one of y'all for rocking with me. And if anything else come up, y'all gonna see me again, okay? All right. Until the next time. Bye-bye.